Entire American towns are simply rotting away year after year. Rust Belt cities face this harsh reality where thousands of homes sit empty. This decline started in the mid-1900s, particularly after World War II, and accelerated rapidly through the 1970s and 1980s. Many factors contributed to this mass exodus of people and jobs. Automation was one major cause, replacing human labor with machines in factories. Foreign competition also played a huge role as other countries produced goods more cheaply. The outsourcing of manufacturing jobs to other nations further devastated these communities. Detroit, Michigan, once a bustling industrial hub, saw its population plummet from a peak of 1.85 million people in 1950 to just 670,000 today. That is a drop of over 1 million people. General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler once employed hundreds of thousands of workers there. Now, many of those immense plants are silent shells. The city declared bankruptcy in 2013, with debts exceeding $18 billion. It was the largest municipal bankruptcy in United States history. A large part of its housing stock became abandoned, with tens of thousands of homes left to decay. Flint, Michigan, another city built on General Motors, suffered a similar fate. Its population dropped from nearly 200,000 in 1960 to only 96,000 in the latest counts. That is more than a 50% decrease in just 60 years. The closure of automotive factories like the Buick City complex in the 1990s left thousands jobless. This economic downturn was compounded by the notorious Flint water crisis, where city water became contaminated with lead, affecting thousands of residents for years. Trust in local government was shattered. Youngstown, Ohio experienced a sharp decline due to the collapse of its steel industry. The city's population fell from 170,000 in the 1930s to 60,000 currently. On September 1977, Youngstown Sheet and Tube announced massive layoffs a day, often remembered as Black Monday. 5,000 jobs vanished overnight. The ripple effect was catastrophic. Many families had lived in Youngstown for 3 or 4 generations, their livelihoods tied to the steel mills. The average family income dropped significantly. Crime rates rose as opportunities disappeared. Gary, Indiana, once home to the mighty U.S. Steel Gary Works, which was for a time the largest steel mill on Earth, saw its population shrink dramatically. From 178,000 residents, it now has only 70,000. 1/3 of all properties in Gary are vacant or abandoned. This creates ghost neighborhoods where entire blocks are empty, schools sit empty and vandalized, old churches crumble, the tax base collapsed, making it impossible for the city to maintain essential services. Streets are often dark at night due to lack of streetlights. Police and fire departments are understaffed. Cleveland, Ohio, a major port city on Lake Erie, also experienced a sharp population decline. It went from 900,000 people to roughly 350,000. Its manufacturing prowess faded over decades, while Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, also a steel town, managed to diversify its economy into healthcare and technology. Cleveland still struggles to fully recover. Efforts to bring in new businesses are often hampered by the city's image and its shrinking population. New graduates often choose to leave. This is called brain drain. The overall economic impact on these Rust Belt regions is staggering. Unemployment rates often remain in double digits, much higher than the national average. Poverty rates can exceed 20% in many of these cities. Median household incomes are significantly lower than state and national figures. The property values of homes have plummeted. Many homeowners find their houses are worth less than what they owe on them. This negative equity traps people. They cannot sell their homes and move. Tax revenues for local governments are severely reduced. This means less money for schools, roads, and public safety. Infrastructure throughout the Rust Belt is decaying. Abandoned factories are brownfield sites requiring costly environmental cleanup. Roads are filled with potholes. Bridges are old and unsafe. Public transportation systems are often limited and underfunded. Some attempts at revitalization have been made. Millions of dollars have been invested in urban renewal projects, art districts, and small tech hubs have emerged in certain areas. But these efforts are often small scale compared to the vastness of the problem. They cannot replace the hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs that were lost. The social fabric of these communities has also been torn. Generations of families who lived side by side for decades have been forced to disperse. Schools close as student numbers fall. Community centers lose funding. This leads to a loss of identity and connection. The sense of hope declines. People remember a time when these cities were vibrant and full of opportunity. Now many feel forgotten. The land itself is scarred by industrial pollution. The rivers, once teeming with commerce, now carry the burden of past industries. The scale of abandonment is immense. In some cities, 1 in every 5 houses is empty. This creates a cycle of decay. Empty houses attract crime and blight. Property values for surrounding homes drop further. This makes it even harder for remaining residents to maintain their properties or sell them. The cost of demolishing these thousands of derelict structures is enormous, often beyond the financial capacity of the struggling cities. Some estimates suggest it would take billions of dollars to clear all the abandoned buildings. The environmental impact includes lead paint, asbestos, and other hazardous materials left in decaying structures. These materials can leach into the soil and groundwater, posing long-term health risks. The people who remain often do so out of a strong sense of loyalty or because they cannot afford to leave. They are resilient but face incredible challenges every single day. Access to healthcare can be limited as hospitals also struggle with funding. Food deserts are common where fresh, healthy food is hard to find. The future remains uncertain for many of these places. While some areas are slowly seeing small pockets of growth, the overall trend of population loss and economic struggle continues. The dreams of millions once lived in these places. Now it is mostly quiet, just the wind blowing through empty windows. The stories of these cities are a stark reminder of economic shifts and their human cost.